Okay, so today we're moving on and dividing decimals by decimals. So in this poster here, we have a decimal. Remember, this is the dividend that's inside, and this is the divisor. And it says if the divisor has a decimal, so here's my divisor, it does. We cannot have a decimal on our divisor. That's the first thing we have to get rid of. It says move it as many places to the right as necessary to make it a whole number. So if I move it one time, now I have a whole number. It is 5. Now here's the key. It says move the decimal and the dividend the same amount of times to the right as you did the divisor. So since I moved it one time here in my divisor, I have to move it one time here in my dividend. So now my new problem becomes 45 divided by 5. And this is where I move my decimal to, so we put it straight up and divide like normal. 5 goes into 45 9 times. So let's try this one together. I have 1.71 divided by 0.9. First thing I need you to notice is there is a decimal in our divisor, and we can't have that, so we move it to the end. I just moved it one time. So that means I only move it one time in my dividend also. So I move it over, and it ends up between the 7 and the 1. Go ahead and put it straight up so you don't forget. And then divide like normal. 9 will not go into 1. It will go into 17 one time. 1 times 9 is 9. And now I'm subtracting 17 minus 9, and I get 8. Bring down the 1. 9 goes into 81 9 times. 9 times 9 is 81. So I'm done, and I get an answer of 1.9. Example 1 here, I have 6.4. Remember, the first number is your dividend. The second number is your divisor. Okay, I have a decimal in my divisor, so I move it to the end. So I moved it one time. I move it one time here. Put it straight up. 8 will not go into 6, but 8 will go into 64 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. So we get our answer of 8. Now, most of the time you do not see 8 points, so you just see 8 or 8.0. Example 2 I have, and here I put it on graph paper so that some of us who aren't as neat can keep our numbers in boxes and see if that will help you. Okay, this time I have to move my decimal 2 times in my divisor, so I'm going to move it 2 times in my dividend. Put it straight up. Now I'm taking 723. It will not go into 5. It will not go into 52. It won't even go into 520. So I have to take 723 into 5,205. Let's try 6, so it's 7. Let's try 7 times. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry my 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 2 is 16. 7 times 7 is 49. Plus 1 is 50. I know 8 times would be too much because 8 times 7 is 56. That's more than 52. So I'm going to put a 7 up here. 7 times 723 was 5,061. Subtract, I can't take 0 minus 6, so I borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. I can't take 1 minus, oh yes, I can, I'm sorry. 1 minus 0 is 1. So I have 144. Bring down my 6, and now I'm taking 723 into 1,446, and I'm guessing 2 times. Looky there, yep. So I get 7.2. Okay, turning it over. Example 3 says the average person's stride length, which is the distance covered by one step, is approximately 2.5 feet long. How many steps would the average person take to travel 50 feet? Okay, so we need to figure out how many 2.5 feet strides will fit into 50 feet. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how many of those fit into 50. So when you're figuring out word problems, think about what is being broken up. This 50 feet is what's being broken up, so that's our dividend. That's what's being divided up. I have a decimal in my divisor. I need to get it to the end, so 2.5 becomes 25. Now, I moved it one time here. I'm going to have to move it one time here. But where is my decimal? I don't see one. Hopefully by now we know if there's not one shown, there's an invisible one at the end. So it's there. I still have to move it one time. So I'm going to add a 0 to move it over one time. Put it straight up. 25 will not go into 5, but it goes into 50 twice. 2 times 25 is 50. Subtract, I get 0. I cannot stop here because I can't have 2, nothing, and then a decimal point. So I bring down my next 0. 25 goes into 0, 0 times. 0 times 25 is 0. Now I can stop. So that would be 20 steps the average person would take to travel 50 feet. Example 4, which brand of fruit snacks costs less per pack? How much less? All right, so Welch's is you get 80 packs for $12.98. Kellogg's 40 packs for $6.98. Now Welch's costs more, but you get more. Okay, so we're going to figure out the price of one pack for Welch's first. So we're going to take our $12.98 and divide it by 80 packs to figure out how much one pack cost. All right. My goodness, 80 will not go into 1 or 12, so I have to take it into 129. I know 8 times 2 is 16, so that'd be 160. That's too much, so it'll only go in one time. 1 times 80 is 80. Subtract, get 49, bring down my 8. Now I'm going to take 80 into 498. 8 times 8 is 64. That's too much. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 6 is 48. So it'll go in 6 times. 6 times 80 is 480. Subtract, I get 18. Add a 0, bring it down. 8 will go into 18 2 times. 2 times 80 is 160. Now, I'm not done, but if this is money, I know I can stop because money goes 2 places past the decimal point. So that means it's going to be about 16 cents per pack for Welch's. Now Kellogg's, I'm going to take, I think I'll have more room over here. I'm going to take $6.98 divided by 40 packs, put my decimal straight up. 40 will not go into 6, 40 will go into 69 one time because 40 times 2 is 80, and that's too much. Subtract, I get 29, bring down my 8. 4 times 7 is 28, 4 times 8 is 32, so 28 would be the right one. So 40 times 7 is 280. Subtract, I get 18, bring down my 0. 40 goes into 180 4 times. Again, I'm not done, but I can stop because I can see this is going to be about 17 cents per pack. So you can see that Welch's would be the better deal. And it says how much less? About a penny a pack less.